Hello and welcome back to Genshin Impact. Today we are gonna take a look at Lynette. Yeah, I've built her and used her quite a bit now for exploring Fontaine. And yeah, in this video I'm just gonna go over my build, do a quick showcase, and then, talk a bit more about some interesting aspects about Lynette. Just gonna say here right at the beginning that this is a work in progress build, and even after it's finished, it's probably not gonna be that great of a build, but I feel like it's enough for now. So yeah, let's just take a look here. She has 1300 attack, 93 elemental mastery, and then if we take a look at the crit stats, it's 47 crit rate with 85% crit damage. Obviously not the best, but for now it's fine. Energy recharge is actually pretty high, 177%. And then, of course, she's quite a bit of anemo damage bonus. The weapon I'm using is a level 80 sacrificial sword, and the artifact set is the 4-piece iridescent Venera. Let's go over them real quick. I think they're all level 16, or maybe the circle is a bit higher. So yeah, mainly went for crit and energy recharge, as you can see. And attack on the sands. Sadly, it didn't have one with crit stats, at least not one that isn't already in use, like this, for example, which is on my Jean. And yeah, I'm not gonna take it away from my Jean because she is one of my favorite characters. But got a pretty decent anemo damage bonus. If you've seen my Artifact Strongbox video from like a few days ago, yeah, I got that there. That anemo damage bonus goblet. And so far it rolled pretty well. Yeah, attack and crit damage mainly. Pretty good piece. And then we have a crit rate circlet. Substats are kinda meh, but at least it rolled a bit into attack percentage, which isn't the worst, I guess. Constellation, 0. I didn't roll for her, I just got the free copy that everyone gets at AR25. And the talents are 4, 6, 7. So that's my Lynette build, so let's go ahead and see how much damage she does. And as usual, I'm doing this at Masanori here. Let's just jump straight in and fight. Alright, crit rate isn't the highest, so might take a few tries to get a crit, but yeah, let's just see. Yeah, that wasn't a crit. 3000 without a crit, but we can do it again immediately. Still wasn't a crit. Let's just burst right away and see if we can get some crits on the burst. 1500. Yeah, I mean, it's decent, Could be higher, could be lower. Skill again. 6900, not bad. But yeah, the damage, to be honest, isn't the greatest on her. But, that's not really what she's here for. She's not a top tier DPS or anything. She's mainly just, kind of an anemo support similar to Sucrose, even though Sucrose still is better. You can use her as kind of a Sucrose replacement if you really like Lynette. It's definitely possible. That's also kind of why I used this team here with Kokomi, Lynette, Raiden, and Sarah, because this is one of my most used teams, and normally I have Sucrose in the second slot here, so I just thought, yeah, let's just use the same team, but with Lynette instead, so I can show that, actually, Lynette is decent in this team. But yeah, let's get a burst back first, and then we can go on to the full showcase. So now we basically just try to swirl Electro here, and then we get a lot of damage because of the iridescent Venera swirls, and also Lynette has a passive talent that basically increases the attack of the entire team after she uses her burst. So kind of a noblesse effect. I don't think it's as much attack percent as noblesse that you get from that talent, but it's a nice little bonus. Not enough to really put her at the same level as Sucrose and Kazuha, but again, if you really want to build her, if you like her, you can definitely use her as a replacement for these other anemo characters. Okay, so normally on these videos, the damage showcase kinda fills almost the entire video, but you probably realized that I went through it pretty quickly this time, because I think that there are actually some other aspects about Lynette that are as interesting at the combat aspects, if not more interesting, and that's mainly exploration. So yeah, let's just go back to Fontaine, and I'm gonna explain what I mean by that. Oh yeah, and the talent that I mentioned before, how much attack it gives, actually depends on how many team members of the same elemental type you have in the party. So in my current team, it would be, I think, 16% increase, so almost as much as Noblesse. But you can get up to 20, which is basically a Noblesse bonus, so yeah, she basically gives free Noblesse. Again, I don't really think it's enough to make her as good as Sucrose, but she's definitely usable. So, okay, now that we have all the combat stuff out of the way, it's time to get to the other big part of this video, which is exploration. Because in my opinion, Lynette is one of the best exploration characters in the entire game. Like, the only character I think that is better for exploration is probably Wanderer, because he can just straight up fly. But other than that, Lynette might be the best. And I already went over it a little bit in my previous video, which was about the best exploration team for Fontaine, but it can't hurt to talk about it again, especially since probably not everyone has seen the previous video. But yeah, what I'm talking about, why is Lynette so good for exploration? Well, reason number one, her skill. You probably already know that her skill is very similar to Yelan's, and yeah, outside of combat, if you're just using it for running around, it basically works exactly the same as Yelan's, where you basically sprint, which is actually faster than the normal sprint, as far as I'm aware. And at the same time, you regenerate stamina. So it's just really good if you just want to run around and explore the world. Yeah, can just demonstrate here again by using some of my stamina first. And then we switch to the skill, and yeah, can just continue running while regenerating stamina. It's really good. And yeah, again, Yelan has this too. But the reason why I think that Lynette is actually better than Yelan for exploration is simply that she is a Nemo. And if we look at the resonances that the elements can have in teams, then we are going to see that a Nemo resonance, which is this here, is basically the best one for exploration by far, because it increases movement speed and decreases stamina consumption. So for exploration, it's really nice to just have two Anemo characters in a team. So previously, if you wanted a Yelan and Anemo resonance, you needed to use 3 slots for that. 1 for Yelan and 2 for, you know, 2 Anemo characters. But now Lynette combines the Yelan skill with the Anemo element, which is really fucking good, because now with just using 2 team slots, you can basically get the same thing that you previously could get with Yelan and 2 Anemo units. And yeah, I can't overstate how fucking nice it is, because I've been using a team that has, you know, Lynette and another Anemo character, in my case Jean, to explore Fontaine, and it's been so fun. You know, I love that about Lynette. Combat-wise, again, not the greatest character, but for exploration, she's amazing. And there are even more reasons for that. Like, for example, since she's a Fontaine character, she of course has an arc, I think it's called. In her case, it's Ocia or Ocia, or I don't really know how it's pronounced, but yeah. And that basically means that for a lot of these mechanisms and puzzles here in Fontaine, where you need one of these arcs, you don't have to look for the orb, the Ocia orb. You can just use Lynette's skill. And of course, every Fontaine character can do that. You know, every Fontaine character has an arc and can apply either Yoshia or Pneuma, I think is the other one. But since we don't really have that many Fontaine characters yet, and Lynette is free, and she has Yelan's skill, and is a Nemo, she's basically kind of the best exploration character you could wish for in Fontaine. And also, I showed it in my previous video, but, you know, can't show it often enough. One thing that Fontaine characters can do, not just Lynette, Fontaine characters in general, and Hydro Traveler as well, they can jump out of the water. Like that. Which is really fucking fun. Oh yeah, and of course, here underwater she can mark the healing spots on the map. As you can see, there's this little whale symbol. That means there's a healing spot somewhere around here. Oh yeah, down there. So yeah, she's also really nice for underwater exploration because of that. Oh, there it is. Okay. And we get healed. So yeah, I just really wanted to talk about how good she is for exploration, because I see a lot of people, you know, kind of sleeping on her just because she's a downgrade to Sucrose, basically. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't have some good things going for her. And then again, you know, if you like her, then, you know, just use her as a replacement for Sucrose. There's nothing wrong with that, even if Sucrose is a little bit better. As long as you're having fun, just go for it. But yeah, this is all I wanted to say about this character. I actually enjoy playing her more than I thought I would. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, have a nice day.